Welcome, dear listener, to Wishcrafting. My name is Wishamaya, and today I have a very special episode for you. If you follow the Wheel of the Year, you'll know that Lughnasadh just happened on August 1st. Lughnasadh is the first harvest festival and is the god Lugh's feast day. Lugh is a Celtic sun god, and he embodies the vitality of youth, and he is the embodiment of solar energy. And I really like Lugh. But most of all, I really just like the energy of this time of year. Late summer has a very special, golden, languid, and full quality to it. Also, late summer brings in a little bit of excitement for what we're harvesting, for celebrating and enjoying the final expressions of the green world around us. It also starts to bring in a whisper of autumn, a promise of change, and a period of going within and taking that very much so needed rest that we all need. For me, Lughnasadh, or the first harvest, is a celebration of solar energy. It is a day where I allow myself to really tap into all things radiant and golden, and to tap into the very specific and special coziness that is that perfect late summer experience. I'm really looking forward to this autumn for many, many reasons. But this Lughnasadh, I have noticed the universe giving me the invitation to slow down and really find a moment to enjoy myself in the small ways, to enjoy the small moments, enjoy the beauty in what's already around me, and to stop seeking and instead start being present. So today I have created a little story for you in the spirit of the first harvest, in the spirit of Lughnasadh. And whether you celebrate the Wheel of the Year or not, I think this story could really serve to help us tap into that warm, gratitude-filled space that we are invited into this time of year. So, I hope you enjoy this episode. I hope that it reaches in and touches a part of your heart or your soul that remembers your own radiance and that can celebrate the abundance that you have in your life, even if it's just in a small way. Now, let's jump into this story for Lughnasadh. You wake with the sun. Its warmth spills through the shutters before you even open your eyes. A soft gold that feels almost like honey pooling across the bedclothes. Today is Lughnasadh, the first harvest. Some elders call it Lammas, or loaf mass, for the bread that you bake in honor of the land and all that she's given. You slip outside barefoot into the morning dew, and the air meets you like a cool sip of water, soft, damp, and still touched by the night's lingering kiss. You breathe deeply as you take in the first rays of morning sun, and you're greeted with the sweetness. Wildflowers still holding on to the last of their perfume, faint honey and clover drifting up from the meadow, and beneath that sweetness, there's the green. Crushed grass, living leaves, the sharp sour tang of nettle and dock, sun-warmed just enough to release their oils. As the sun rises, the dew itself has a scent too, like clean stone and river water mingled together. Mineral, bright, almost metallic in the way that it pricks your senses awake. From the hedgerows comes a whisper of fruit, blackberries and elderberries heavy on the branch, their ripeness perfuming the cool air with a deep, rich note. The earth adds in its base note, all damp soil, wheat straw, loamy and sun-soaked and carrying the faint spice of yesterday's warmth. If you stand still, breathing deeply, you might catch layers of the harvest in the wind. Distant hay drying in the fields, smoke from a morning hearth, and the faint ghost of bread baked the night before. This morning holds the smell and the feeling of possibility, the land at her height, spilling over with grain and fruit and promise. You lean into that promise, lingering just at the edges, the first hint of what's coming. A leaf's crisp sigh, the quiet undertone of ripening apples, the subtle gold note of summer's wane beginning, ever so slightly, to turn towards autumn. The wheel of the year has turned to its bright zenith, and the day hums with possibility. You begin the day as you always do, with gratitude. Palms pressed to the soil, you whisper thanks to the land that holds you. You leave an offering at the threshold of your little cottage home. A bit of cream, a drizzle of honey, a slice of sweetbread saved from yesterday. For the household spirits, for the fair folk that linger in the hedgerows, and for whoever walks unseen in this place. Today, the veil is not as thin as Samhain, but it stirs. And besides, you know from experience that the harvest always draws spirits near. With the fresh air in your lungs and the thanksgiving and the offerings placed, you set to the next task of the day. A quick change into your foraging gear and a braid tied with words of protection, and you're ready to head to the river, because you know that this morning is for gathering. Basket on your hip, you make your way to the brambles at the base of the hill, the ones that line the riverside. Collecting blackberries so ripe that they nearly fall into your hands, you smile as their juice stains your fingers a deep purple. Looking up towards your cottage, you see a few late roses lingering on the garden wall. On your way back from the morning harvest, you pluck 5 of them for wine and leave a few for the bees. Once your morning's harvest is full, you gather the tools that you'll need for the field. A ball of red thread gifted to you the first year you moved out on your own into your little cottage. And then your bowline, a ritual knife curved like the crescent moon herself. Gently, you touch its bone handle, made lovingly, carefully, from the collected bones of your first familiar, and gently run your fingers over the witch's runes carved there. The knife seems to hum in your hands, telling you that it's time to go now. In the fields, you cut the first sheath of grain, wheat, sun-bleached and sweet-smelling, and bind it with red thread. The first cut must be careful, must be respectful, as it carries the spirit of the whole harvest. The old ones call this the corn mother, but you call it the spirit of the grain, as you murmur thanks into the stalks and appreciate the longevity of this simple ritual. As you finish the binding of the sheath, the golden wheat and vivid red strikes momentum into your being. It's Lughnasadh, the sun's first harvest. You look around you, the ocean of grain sounds like music in the breeze, and you can feel the radiant solar energy permeating everything around you. With the spirit of the grain tucked safely into your basket, you head home once more with the second harvest of the day. As you do, You open yourself up to the solar energy around you. You allow it to seep in and warm you to your core. From your lifted chin to your well-loved boots, you let the sunshine radiate within you. By the time you're home, you're nearly vibrating with fresh vitality. When you return, you set to warming the hearth. A pot of water waits to boil as you mix flour, salt, honey, and milk into a dough. As you knead, you sing an old song, half remembered from childhood. A song passed down from mothers to daughters to whoever would listen. Your hands work the rhythm. Fold, press, turn. Fold, press, turn. Fold, press, turn. The dough rises in the sunny windowsill while you set out herbs. Rosemary for remembrance, parsley for luck, and poppy seeds to honor the harvest and open all up to the magic of the day. When the loaf is ready for baking, you score it with a sun wheel, the symbol of an eternal cycle. By midday, the house is full of lovely fragrance. Bread baking, berries bubbling into jam, herbs drying in the window. And outside, neighbors arrive with baskets of their own. Apples, wild honey, fresh churned butter. Together, you lay everything out on long wooden tables beneath garlands of summer flowers. Tansy, marigold, dahlias, white roses, sunflowers, zinnias, asters. The table is a vivid array of warm, vibrant color. Children chase each other through the fields, their laughter mingling with the songbirds' bright chorus. And someone in the distance tunes a fiddle. Another strings up lanterns of glass and tin, ready to light up the night. As the sun begins to tip westward, you prepare the bonfire together. A great pyre of oak and ash crowned with summer flowers. Tradition says to light it at sunset. A bright flame for the sun god Lu, the bright one, master of all arts and skill. This feast is named for him, after all. You whisper, for Lu, as you tuck a bundle of mugwort and St. John's wort lovingly harvested from your garden into the fire's heart. Mugwort for protection, St. John's wort for blessing and the cleansing that only fire can bring. When the sun kisses the horizon, this is your time. This is your year. This is your harvest. The honor of first spark was given to you. Steadying your hands and opening your heart, you call on the solar radiance that you gathered alongside Lu on this very special day. As you light your torch, you envision that radiance you collected, the love you baked into the loaves of bread, the gratitude for the morning dew and the joyous abundance around you. You spark the fire. Flames leap skyward, sparks dancing like stars. You cheer, the others follow suit, and for a moment you swear you see figures through the smoke. Ancestors, spirits of the dead, maybe even the fair folk drawn to the celebration. You laugh at the joy of such a glorious day when all can come together. You circle the fire, singing the old songs, some so old that they don't even have words anymore. Lilts that rise and fall and crescendo with the crackle of the fire. Together you sing, you raise your voices, you dance. And as the night carries on, food is shared, drink is poured, and the fire grows ever smaller. Eventually, one by one, you all take turns leaping over the embers, a charm for health and luck in the months to come. You gather your skirts and jump laughing as the heat licks your ankles and the crowd cheers you on. Children weave between adults, faces sticky with berry juice, and hands full of sun-warmed bread. Someone passes you a mug of cider, spiced and sweet, and you drink deeply, savoring the taste of harvest, of summer's very soul. Through the dark night that feels not so dark at all, the feasting continues. Bread thick with butter and honey, berries still warm somehow, roasted corn kissed with ash from the fire, and all around you, trades of blessings for the season ahead are plentiful. May your stores be full. May your home be warm. May your heart be light. Somewhere in the distance, a fox yips. An owl answers. And the wheel turns. When at last the fire lies low, and the songs soften into murmurs, you find a quiet patch of grass and lie back to watch the stars. You've brought your summer quilt, the same quilt you've carried to the feast since you were a small child. Its familiar texture and the magic of time-tested stitching holds you as you turn your gaze up. The sky is so clear that you can see the entire Milky Way stretching from horizon to horizon like a river of light. Gazing to this cosmic river, you think of cycles, the sun and the moon, sowing and reaping, birth and death and birth again. In quiet awe and contemplation, you consider that Lughnasadh marks the first harvest, but also holds the first whisper of summer's end. Autumn is coming, and after that winter. But tonight, here, now, the world is golden. You stay there a long while, whispering wonder and gratitude to the stars, for the feast, for the fire, the laughter, for the work of all that went into this harvest, from bee to scythe, from earthworm to calloused hands. Mostly, though, you whisper thanks for the chance to live this turning year, and maybe the next, and for this perfect midsummer night, for all that has been given and all that is yet to come. You hum a soft and gentle song as sleep pulls at you. And as you drift off, you swear you hear the softest song on the breeze, almost like the land itself is singing back. And the end. Thank you so much for listening to this year's special Lughnasadh offering. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you are inviting warm solar radiance into your life however you can. My name is Wishamaya, and until next time, don't forget to keep your roots deep and your dreams wild.